Science can amuse and fascinate us all, but guess what? It is engineering that brings it all together. This is Engineering and You, and my name is Lara Emmanuel, and we're watching the best television station you can ever imagine. It is Ogun State Television. And on the program today, we'll be starting with the question of the day, followed by the question of the week. So you sit tight and listen to those questions, because there's this prize. Yes, there's always a reward for the winner of the questions. And after that, we'll be discussing a very important topic with our resource person, a professor of engineering department at a very prestigious university. So you just stay tuned. We have the program today fully packed for you. So we'll be starting with the question of the day. The question of the day is, what is the value of triple point of water? I'll take that again. What is the value of triple point of water? So if you know the answer to this question, you just call us when the phone lines are open and you have the reward for your questions. And then the second question is, the acceleration at a given instant of time is called, I'll take it again. The acceleration at a given instant of time is called what? So you tell us, work on these questions, because I know that they are really big questions. It is Engineering and You at the end of the day. So we'll give a big shout out and a big thank you to the sponsor of this program, Engineer Yemisi Shilon. Thank you very much for sponsoring this Engineering and You. We'll be right back after this break. Thank you. Stay with us. It is still Engineering and You on Ogun State Television. And today, for you, the youngsters, this is the particular one for you. So if you're aspiring to become an engineer in the future, or you want to have a career switch in engineering, this is a time for you to pay utmost attention, because we'll be discussing a very important topic with not just anybody, but a professor. Her name is Professor Christiana Olakiyitan Ijagbemi. I had a little bit of a stutter there. It's not easy calling a professor's name. You know, it's it's not easy. You just have to, you know, calm down and call the name, especially when she's the second female professor, engineering professor in Nigeria. Anyways, Engineer Ijagbemi is a professor of mechanical engineering who was born in Akure, Ondo State. Her passion for mechanical engineering started at the Yaba College of Technology, Yaba, Lagos, where she obtained a higher diploma, national diploma in mechanical engineering in 1992. Wow. She proceeded in a pursuit for engineering knowledge, skill, expertise, up to an academic PhD before joining the services of the Federal University of Technology, Akure, in 2003. Professor Ijagbemi was announced a professor of mechanical engineering in 2019 by the Federal University of Technology, Akure, making her the first female mechanical engineering professor. You know, I had to, you know, take that slowly. The first female mechanical engineering professor in the School of Engineering and Engineering Technology, FUTA, and the first in the southwest of Nigeria, and the second in the entire country. Wow, we have the real MVP here today that will be discussing the topic of today with us. Thank you very much for joining us, Professor.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you for having. Good evening, viewers at home.
Good evening. I'm sure they can hear you clearly, loud and clear, because I can hear you clearly from here as well. What an impressive and very intimidating profile you have here.
Thank you, the moderator.
So we'll be discussing, do you want to be an engineer? That's your topic of discussion for today, right? If I'm correct.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay, so of all the topics to choose, as a professor, I was expecting you to discuss something like, please give me some engineering terms. Some big words in engineering, but
I'm not an engineer.
well, you decided to, catch them young, right?
Yes, our viewers are young ones, students of SS3 in high school. The Jambites who are preparing to enter into the university,
Okay.
and as well probably the 100-level students. So that is why we are trying to catch them young. And I want to use this opportunity again to appreciate the sponsor of the program.
Okay.
That's Yemisi Shilon.
Shilon, Yemisi Shilon.
Yeah, is trying to, woo in and get more engineers. The more we are, the merrier. The more we are, the more development we have in the country. So it's a good initiative, and then I appreciate it. And I appreciate this good work. So I'm to just speak to the young minds.
Okay. Okay. So
yes.
okay. The floor is yours. Please go ahead. Speak to the young minds.
Just to tell them about engineering.
Okay.
And to tell them the prospect of being an engineer. Engineering is life, and life is engineering. Engineering is everything, and everything is engineering. You can hear me and watch me now just on engineering principles. The clothes I wear, the microphone we are using, everything about life is engineering. And so if you love to contribute to life, you love to join hands with God, to make existence more merrier, then I'll say you have a good career in engineering. Engineering is such that gives you fulfillment and it's rewarding. If you are looking for, let me just go down to the level of our young guys today. You are looking at making it early, being fulfilled, being comfortable, being able to afford good things of life, then I recommend engineering.
So should I consider a career switch then?
Yes, I think you can switch.
I should consider being an engineer right now.
I think you can make a switch to engineering. You're welcome. So engineering you start to love engineering by trying to study mathematics, and then at the same time get interested in the sciences. And I have some few slides there today to actually explain this and then introduce engineering to our viewers. Your love for mathematics, because mathematics is the language with which we communicate in engineering. And the basic sciences of physics, chemistry, biology, agricultural science, or introduction to technology, or whichever you do, would also help you in the contributing meaningfully to life, and which is engineering. So engineering is just the application, the creative application of science to meeting human needs, to meeting human needs, to making life more beautiful, more better. You can see today, you can fly in the plane, you can travel on rail,
I can talk to you via Zoom.
You can talk to me. I can be here. I'm talking to someone in California, and we can be doing video call and things like that. Today we have life in space. Why? All because of engineering. So engineering is about being creative about your science, thinking about what you can do, what you can build, how you can make things better and improve on what is existing. So, and that's all about engineering. And with your basic mathematics and physics, chemistry, biology, you can do very well in any of the various disciplines of engineering. We have so numerous ones, and these days we are going into the era of digital skills, and we can see engineering giving us more areas of technological development where you can even get life more beautiful, more easier for all. And you look at the various disciplines, you can see we talk about mechanical engineering, we talk about civil engineering, we talk about agricultural engineering, aeronautical engineering, biomedical engineering, and we see all of these. We see all of these see all of this helping to contribute meaningfully to life. I wish to just put up this slide to help. The slide is just on, we want to be an engineer, and then you can see the various
about the slide. Trust me, our engineers are here working on it, and it will be on air right about now.
So you can see the various fields of engineering, and with that, you can go to any of these fields, and then pick a career. And I want to assure us that it's going to be a rewarding one for the young ones. I said, who is an engineer? An engineer applies mathematics and science to solve hard problems and build machines. This is what an engineer does. And what you think of solving problems, you think of making life more better. You think like making life more easier for people. Like we have today our phones. You can do so many things on your phone. The medical doctor can do so many things just by placing you before a screen and can diagnose and so much like that. You don't really have to go and till the ground again. You can put on your machines and then help you to plant, to harvest, and even to store, and even to transport the end users. So if you are the type that wonders how things work, you have this creative mind. You think about ways of making things better. You feel like suggesting new ideas or ways of solving problems. Then you are an engineer. I want to say everyone is an engineer, but we are not all professional engineers. But we carry out one engineering or the other as we wake up every day. You go every day to your bath, you open the side thing, and then that's an engineering product. And then you go as a woman, you do some form of mixtures, make your soup, come out with something solid. You are creative at that. That's engineering.
I'm sorry, even our food, the moment we make our food, the process of making the meal is also engineering.
It's all about engineering.
If you are making noodles or eba or whatever it is, it's engineering.
The wood you use in making the eba, the bowl for the eba, they are all products of engineering.
Oh, that's where you're coming from.
Yeah. So that's what engineering. So engineering is life. So it's about breaking big problems into small bits. And if you have a creative mind, then you are an engineer. You think about building. You think about making things better. Then you are an engineer. And the basics you need is your mathematics and then your basic sciences. To study engineering is not difficult anymore. You either go to an institution where you have engineering skills being offered, or go to the university. You can even be at home now. We are in the digital era. Subscribe for some courses, and then you can get the basic knowledge of engineering. And you then try to go out to put your hands on deck, on the field, and to see the practical aspect. And I also want to use this medium to tell our young ones that engineering is for all, not just for the male alone, it's also for the female. And I want to encourage our young girls to delve into the engineering career. you have so many areas where you can practice as an engineer, as a female engineer, and that will also allow you to make meaningful contribution in other areas of life. I have before me to like the various areas I've mentioned here. These are disciplines which by now and also in the future will sell, like aerospace engineering, automotive, materials engineering, biomedical engineering, robotics engineering, data engineering, and these are areas that we can find, our ladies to create interest in, and then they can also do very well. Also here, I have a picture of some of this, what engineering looks like, and our engineers. There is a data engineer here, and then we have a civil engineer, we have the electrical engineer, we have the aeronautical, the computer engineer, and then the mechanical engineer. All these various engineering fields are doing one thing or the other to make life more beautiful. So engineering is about solving problems. Engineering is about making things better. And if you have that passion to be creative, to make life more comfortable, so I welcome you into engineering. Engineering is need driven. Now we are here on Earth, and already we have space engineers, in the space. They are trying to mimic the life we have here on Earth in the space. So you cannot, where on Earth you have the gravity force, but there in the space there is no gravity.
Okay.
That's a challenge.
Sorry to cut you short, but to help us, the youngsters, learn better about what you're saying, there's this visual representation and how it helps people to learn better. So if you could just share your files, you can share them from where you are. You can hear me, Professor, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you could share your files so the youngsters and those that are listening and watching can follow as you continue with your presentation. Please continue.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for staying with us on engineering, and we're still discussing, do you want to be an engineer, for youngsters and those who want to switch their careers to be an engineer right now or in the future. And we're still speaking with Professor Olakiitan Ijagbemi. So, Madam, you're still there with us. Please continue with your presentation.
Thank you. Yeah, if you are wondering to be an engineer, you wish to be an engineer, you must be such that wonders how things work. You must be such that you have this creative mind to make things more better, to think of ways of making things look better, changing things, improving on situations and systems. Then you also must be the type that has, you have new ideas of solving problems and making big problems into small bits. If you have that kind of passion or virtue, then you are an engineer. You are an aspiring engineer. You are going to be. That means you are going to be a very good engineer. So an engineer thinks, they build and they destroy, and it starts from while you are young. If you have that trait of trying to make things work, trying to build on things, maybe using the Legos like the children, trying to build a motor car, build an airplane, build a house, build so many things like you can do with that Lego. then you are showing the creative traits, our ability in you. And then if you are such that loves figures, you like to play around with figures, symbols, then you are good in mathematics and the basic sciences like physics, chemistry, biology, just the other science subjects. But if you are such that you have passion, your passion lies in that area, then you'll be a good engineer. Then two, if you can also get to be an engineer by desiring skills. Like today we have digital skills, where you desire to get more skills, to be skillful at what you do, to put your hands to things and try to see how you can manipulate systems or manipulate a product, change the shape, things like that, make things work or move or go, then you have that engineering mind, you have that creative mind, then definitely you're going to be a good engineer. And I would recommend engineering for such minds. Then on this aspect, what do you build? Engineering is about building and solving problems. So what do you build? I said you build things to go, you build things that go. What are things that go? Things that move, things that improve on existing designs, on what we have on ground. So you can do that by being an aerospace engineer, you build spacecraft, you can be an automotive engineer, you can be a marine engineer, you can be a computer engineer, build softwares. Software these days help us, to create a system that you can't actually really touch, but make systems work. You can be a data engineer, gather data, and then be an analytical engineer that you can inform on, prospect on what will happen and how systems will work. We have robotics engineering too, where you use artificial intelligence, try to mimic the human brain, make robots or make machines to work like humans. So, and those are new areas that young minds can delve into or can subscribe to. Then we have the mechanical engineers, we have agri, we have civil, those are the traditional or the basic ones, the primary ones. The material engineers, you can, today we are in the area of nanotechnology. You can be a material engineer and begin to come up with materials that can fly, even with just a little force being inputted. Then you can be a biomedical engineer, build human biological systems. We have artificial legs these days, even arts. There are so many advances in this area, and all are done by engineers. So what do you build? You build things that go. You build things that makes life more better. And whatever you build is, is human, is need driven. Is what to see that you can make, you can do better and make life more beautiful. And then we have what engineers look like. We have a lady here who is a data engineer, civil engineer. We also have a lady who is an electrical engineer. We have an aeronautical engineer. You can see ladies here. And here I'm coming in to invite our young ladies to come into engineering. It's also a profession for the ladies, for the female gender, not for men alone. And I believe this is one of the issues our sponsor is trying to help us with, to invite young minds who are females, who are also male, to come into engineering, because engineering is the bedrock of development. I have some past and present engineers here. You have Thomas Edison, who designed these electrical power systems, this electrical power that we have today. He came up with this, that's Thomas Edison, and also communication engineering. I can talk to you, you can hear me, sound engineering. So this man started playing with that, and today we can see what we have in the communication industry. Elon Musk is a space engineer. He didn't even go to school, but he has skills in building things. And today we can see he has built spacecrafts and he's doing very well. He's even the richest. That's why I'm telling the young ones, you want to have a beautiful life, you want to have a fulfilling life, then come to engineering. Bill Gates is a software engineer. I don't know what he has done in software, and here we are today. in software engineering. The
Wow.
Wright brothers are principals, and so on and so on like that.
Wow. Engineers are really big deals then. If a big
So,
deal
the prophets are so, yeah, the prophets are so many. You find, because we build and improve things to solve problems. Engineering is intellectually challenging. You have wide careers, and then you gain more practical skills. And here I am, prospects. You have robust earning potential. You have good money. You know of engineers in the oil industry or wherever they are, manufacturing industry, you know how much they have. That's if you want to do that. And you can also be self-employed. You can just be on your own and be creative.
What an interesting field engineering is.
Yes. Rewarding and more, and very, very fulfilling.
Before the reward and the sustainability, remember the hard work. That part is very important. Thank you very much, Professor Ijagbemi. Thank you for joining us on the program today. In fact, it was quite educative. Thank you very much. And this program is sponsored by Prince Engineer Yemisi Shilan. Thank you for sponsoring the program. And for the question of the day, the answer to the first question is 273 kelvins, because the question was, what is the value of triple points of water? And the second question was, the acceleration at a given instant of time is called instantaneous acceleration. Thank you very much for joining us on the program today. My name is Lara Emmanuel. See you next week.